so many girls by the time they're 34, 35, they're just jaded. It's like they've been in through the LA ringer and they couldn't keep their positive mindset going through all that.
Don't date someone who judges you, and don't date someone who doesn't trust you.
Girls are making up this new thing called emotional cheating.
More men do the same, convince themselves of their own bullshit. Owning up to your shit is another thing that I love. You gotta own it up.
To be a good sociopath boy narcissist, because back in my villain era, that shit took work.
I lived with someone like this where they will like buy that one bag just because they like need that one bag that everybody has, and you know, and they gotta look a certain way, and they gotta be on a yacht, and but literally like, you don't bathe, you don't take care of your dog. It's just literally just what makes you happy, and everyone, I think, forgets what that is, but they think that's what makes them happy because they're getting attention, but it's all from like them just wanting it.
Welcome to Unattainable. Glad to have you with us. I'm your host, Zach Evans. Thank you to all of our listeners. We've been having a lot of growth lately and a ton of engagement, so we couldn't do any of that without you guys. Today we got a special guest in the building. Why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself to everybody, what you do, where you're from, and star sign. Let's do star sign.
All right. Well, my name is Lacey K. Hawkins. Everyone calls me Lacey K. I am a hairstylist in Huntington Beach, California, and I've been doing hair for 15 years. I love it. Let's see. I am a Libra. I just turned 34, and that was October 3rd, so just a few weeks ago. And I'm the best Libra you ever met.
That's what all the Libras tell me. I have
We're perfect, but I'm the best.
I've had very hot and cold Libra experiences. Let's just
oh my
say
God, I'll be the warmest.
Mm-hmm. Libras are either a little bit toxic and a little bit shiny object syndrome.
What,
that's what
meaning what?
Like, oh, I'm in love with this person. Oh, but there's a party over here. Let's go to that party. Oh, what about this? It's very
So I'm definitely a people person and a people pleaser. I care way too much. I give a fuck way too much. Like it's a problem. But I mean, I guess no, I mean, I love everybody. I don't really have beef with anyone, and I just want to have fun with everybody. So yeah, no, I wouldn't say I would be like the negative type. But I don't get FOMO. As long as I'm with my person, I don't get FOMO.
I see,
if that's what you're saying. I don't need to be everywhere, although I tend to be like around everyone, and I know everyone, and I'm friends with everybody, but I don't need to be around those people. When I have someone, I don't get FOMO. I'm good. So I don't worry about that so much.
Well, one thing I will say is I'm proud of you for what you said, 32 or 34?
34.
So you're 34 in LA.
Mm-hmm. In Orange County.
That is a different something.
Yeah.
Most people I know, because I used to work in the modeling industry, so I've seen girls 18 all the way through 34, 35, everything, right?
Yeah.
And so many girls by the time they're 34, 35, they're just jaded. It's like they've been in through the LA ringer and they couldn't keep their positive mindset going through all that.
Well, I get told that I definitely am not jaded. I mean, I go through my phases where things happen. I meet people. I'm so sensitive. So that's a problem for me. But I mean, I see the good in everybody, and it definitely gets me in trouble. But I still always go back, and I don't give up on love or friendship or you know, trusting people, although it takes a lot. And it takes a lot for me, but once you're done, you're done. I cut you, you're cut. I'm that, I guess I could say I'm that way.
Long fuse, big bomb.
There you go. Yes.
Long fuse,
yes.
big bomb.
Yeah. I give people chances, but you do me dirty. I mean, I don't do people dirty. So if I get done dirty, I don't get it and I don't handle it well. Just like if I found out someone did you dirty, I would take it very personal and get upset about it. So jaded, not so much. I feel like I'm still always looking for, well, I found it, but when it comes to love and, you know, loving everyone, I still do. I love everyone.
So let me ask you this. So over your dating experiences in LA, because you've been through, you know, sometimes people, they're 2021, they think they have it figured out, and then they get, run over by the train of LA, and then they're like, figure out what are some of your lessons? Did you have phases? Did you have the I go for fuckboys phase, and then you got out of that? Did you have like?
I mean, I go through fuckboy phases. I'm single. I have fun, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I have been told I have a type, but I've tried all different spectrums. I've tried not my type. I've tried the no tattoos. I've tried the tatted. I've tried the good boys. I've tried the bad boys. I've tried different age, like younger than me, way older than me. My boyfriend right now, he's 10 and a half, 11 years older than me, and we're great. But I feel like when it's, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what the point I was trying to make right now. What was the question again?
So you go through all these
phases. The phases. Yeah. So I feel like I just need to get along. My advice to everyone dating is don't date someone who judges you, and don't date someone who doesn't trust you. That's one thing I've learned in my current relationship is I'm not judged and I am trusted, and I've never had that before in my life, and that has nothing to do with what I've done. I guess everyone's just so insecure now. I mean, I'm insecure. I get jealous. I get, insecure, but I notice that majority of the guys I date are very insecure and tend to make me feel like it's me that's that way, or I'm doing something wrong. But yeah, I would say that's my best advice is, I became friends with my partner before being in a relationship. We were supposed to just be buddies. We weren't even supposed to be together and be serious, but we were able to be like bros before and tell each other all of our secrets and talk about this person and this experience and all this stuff and not have that judgment. And I think that that's what we got all that set aside before things actually got serious and like falling in love, and that real passion was there. We just wanted to hang out with each other. We didn't judge each other. We trusted each other. Everything was already out on the table. So I got lucky in that way, but I'm also 34. So I think that some people, they don't find that person. Maybe they find that person early on and they're afraid to tell each other, or they don't experience things that I experienced that they're afraid to tell the other person, or they might find out or whatever, or vice versa. So I feel like that advice is one thing I've learned. I cannot ever date someone who doesn't trust me and who judges me, like 100%.
The trust thing it's interesting to bring that up, because I agree and I disagree, because there are some girls who I've dated where I'm like, I would trust you with my life. I'm like, you could go literally to like a male strip club and have the hottest dudes with six packs, like at a bachelor party. I know you're not going to do anything. Like, I'm just like, I trust you.
Right.
But then there's also girls I've dated that they say, Zach, I'm in love with you. I would never cheat on you. And I believe that they believe that in the moment. Like, I don't think they're lying to me. They're like, oh, sneakily, I'm going to go cheat. But they're just the personality type that's very emotional. And when they get in that situation, drinks are flowing, they see all their friends are having fun. They just kind of like do it when they're in the moment, and then they feel bad about it later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. I mean, no. I couldn't say, like I said, when I say I've had my moments, I guess we could say fuckboy moments, where when I'm single, I do what I want and I'm not doing anything wrong. And I feel like, I support people. I'm like, hey, if you're single, do that, do this, do all the things. Hook up with that person, date that person, talk to that person. Like, you have nothing to lose. Like, as long as it's not somebody else's person, and as long as you don't have a person, you do your thing. But in a relationship, no, I've just been like not 110%, like 200%. Like, it's just like maybe too much.
Ride or die.
In that way. Yeah. Full ride or die. 100 million%. So if that ever were to come about, typically I don't really know if I would be put in those situations. I like to I like in most of my relationships, we like to do everything with each other. So not that that's not something we can't do, because I will go out and have drinks with my girls, and we can't, he can go out and have drinks with his guys, whatever. But the whole time it's like, I want to hang out with my best friend. So, I mean, that, I don't know. I could tell you I'm a trustworthy person down to the core, as a friend, as a person, as a coworker. Like like I said, I don't do people dirty.
Yeah.
So it's just not in my character. And so with that, yeah, I don't know, but I've been done dirty. So I mean, I could say I trust my person, or I trust my friends, or a new person, whatever. But, at the same time, I'm like skeptical. And I understand having people be skeptical of myself, of me, in a relationship or whatever. But yeah, no, I don't know. You could trust me.
Well, that's the thing, is like,
yeah,
because I've had girls tell me that I have commitment issues.
Yeah. Okay. I saw a little bit of that.
Okay.
You said not commitment issues, commitment
concerns.
Yeah,
it's very different. It's like you have to be smart. You have to be smart. Like you can, like maybe part of it. I've had girls tell me, yeah, you need to go to therapy, which.
Well, don't we all fucking need therapy?
No,
boys don't need therapy. I remember hearing that too. I didn't hear all of them.
That's my most
some
controversial point.
I heard some of them. No, you guys, I mean, we all could use it, I guess. But mine's just laziness, I think. I'm not going just because of that. But yeah, I think we all need somebody to talk to. It's just going and doing it. Mm-hmm. But the concerns, what are your concerns?
I just think I understand human behavior just from living in LA this whole time and being in the dating scene and having a lot of female friends. So I've heard the way they talk about guys they're dating, and I've heard them. Okay, one thing that pops up all the time, right? Oh, what kind of guys do you like? Oh, I like nice guys. I like sweet guys. I like caring guys, all this shit, right? And then I'm like, all right, what's the last like nice guy you dated? And I'm always like, what happened to him? And she's like, oh yeah, I it's always some nebulous things. Like I outgrew him. Okay. Or like we lost the spark.
The nice guy.
Yeah, the nice guy. And I'm like, no, you just like lost attraction because like you like the fuck boys, or like you're bored. Exactly.
What is it? You want the what's it called? The
toxicity.
Yeah, I guess like you want but it's the challenge, right? Everyone says they want the challenge, or they like to date the assholes. So I mean, don't get me wrong, I date assholes, but I need to date like a loyal asshole, or someone that's literally gonna date that's gonna be assholes to every other bitch but me. You know what I mean?
The nice asshole.
The nice asshole. But I think that they're like. So there's a situation that I know about right now, and it's someone who's married, and they're being very, very, very extra friendly with other women. And I see that because, I don't want it to be too obvious. Business. Well, no, I mean, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I know they're married. I know they have kids. And I know they're openly talking about other women in front of me because I'm like a boy. So they're talking to me and my man about, oh yeah, and then this girl, and then like, oh yeah, and then this girl, and like, got a little too, and I'm like, first of all, I know one of those girls, and I know for sure she would never go down that. You're getting a little too confident there, buddy. Yeah. But hey, cool, good for you for the confidence. But like, wait a minute, are you married? Like, we forgot about that. There's lines you can cross. You don't cross the lines. I'm very friendly. I'm very open. I hug everyone. Some of my friends I kiss and I hug. And I'm not making out with them. I'm not flirting with them. I hug and kiss my family. And so, like I said, I love everyone. I'm very friendly. Flirty, yeah, maybe we're a little flirty. I could be a little flirty, but like it's always just fun and friendly. Lines cannot be crossed. No, like that's where maybe in LA, where like these girls that you hear talking, or maybe they're bad mouthing their men. Maybe you see the way they're acting in front of other men or to other men when they have their man at home or whatever it may be. But there's just those lines you just can't cross. Like, and you know, be nice, be friendly, even be supportive. Girl, tell a guy, like we work out, we go to the gym all the time. And it's one of those things where I'm like, oh my God, dude, your fucking legs are looking good. And like, I'm not flirting with him or anything like that. Or I could get complimented back. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, he wants me. Like, like it's not like that. So I think it is like that to like that certain person I'm talking about. Anyone who gets a little friendly or complimenting or whatever automatically like wants the person. There's lines.
Well, and this is why I do get in trouble sometimes where like, I agree with you. And my line personally is like a kiss. Anything before a kiss, you gave him a hug, you were talking to him, you guys were laughing together, blah, blah, blah. But then like girls are making up this new thing that's tricking me. It's called, have you ever heard this thing?
Are you talking about making out kissing?
No.
Like
yeah,
kissing?
Yeah. Well, okay, if it's like a kiss, like we're Italian, we do the like.
We do
okay,
that
doesn't
kissing
count.
on the cheek. That's
but
what
yeah,
I'm talking
if you like
about.
like that's like then once it's like an actual kiss, like you know what an actual kiss is.
There's the line.
But girls are making up this new thing called emotional cheating. Have you heard of this thing?
Is that like when you're just talking and you go on a date?
Well, it's
like
so,
you're like spending like time.
That's the problem. Is there's no like definition. It's like, oh, I'm talking to one of my friends. Is that emotional cheating? Oh, well, I'm talking about deep topics. Well, she's my friend, so like, of course I'm going to talk about like where is the line where it becomes like, all right, but there is no line, so then it just becomes like, I don't like this bitch because I'm jealous, so then you can't talk to her.
Exactly.
And then it's like a bludgeoning tool. It's like a hammer, like stay away from my man, like
right. I think that if there's secret conversations, so I have male friends, and my boyfriend has female friends, where we get confided in. Again, we're very open. I'm very open.
You seem
so
like it,
yeah. So no matter like guys like that one person will like, oh yeah, like thinks I'm like one of the dudes, or I'm a hairstylist, so I'm the first to hear about your great news. Like you're pregnant before anyone else. I'm also the first to hear about your affair and be like, go girl, you do you. But I'm judging the fuck out of it.
You're like, not my place, but why?
You know what? But fuck him, right? Like, you know what? I'm like, no. Like, and I go home and I'm like, oh my God, why is she doing that? Like, but yeah. Those friends, I have guy friends that, yes, it is great. They want to tell me right when they meet the girl of their dreams. But they also want to tell me, when they're going through it, or, sometimes I need to reach out to a male friend, and it could be a mutual friend of mine and my boyfriend's, or someone that he's never met but's been one of my friends for 15 plus years. And I just need that person who's not my mom, not my dad, and my brother, who I tell everything to pretty much. But just another man who dates, who's around our age, who knows what it's like to be in OC LA and deal with this bullshit that we have to deal with, dating in general, like you said, this nightmare out here. Like, it's awful. So yeah, I want to be here for my guy friends, but if they start when the feelings, you just feel a vibe. I'm huge on energy. So like for me, if I felt like me and you were having a conversation and I felt like it was a little uncomfortable, I'm going to know right off the bat. I'm not going to be a dick to you, but I'm going to be like, okay, well, that sucked. Like, it was cool until it wasn't. But, it's one of those things that I pride myself getting people to, not getting people, but having people open up to me, because I'm so open and non-judgmental that I'm not going to judge you, and I want to be here for you, and I'll be real, but I'll be real in a nice way, and I'll also have your back because we're all human. But like, crossing the line, like that means if a chick's gonna come to you and be like, I need you to like come over to my house, and then you're gonna like buy her flowers, and then you're gonna and then you're gonna be like, okay, don't worry babe, I got you. Like, oh really? Oh, he's there again. Okay. And you're just always there. Like, it's like, okay, it's gonna look bad, it's gonna look wrong. Like, but it happens. I just heard it on Ryan Rose's for the first time in a long time. One of my girlfriends had me in the car with her, and I was like, you listen to this? People still fall for this? And it was like a friend of his friend who's like, it was just a whole mix-up of apparently friendship. But I'm like, no. I only
use flowers for one thing, and it's a tactical, strategic plan to figure out secretly if the girl is seeing other guys.
So like Ryan's Roses. Or
I don't know.
whatever.
What is Ryan's Roses?
It's like Ryan Seacrest on Kiss FM where he's like, hey, you won. We got your, like the wife's secretly on the phone but he calls the husband and says, hey, we just, you were entered in this thing where you won. I own this flower shop. We just opened. You get to pick whoever you want. You don't need,
interesting.
And you get to pick who you send it to. You can tell, do you want a love letter? Do you want a friend letter? Do you want a sorry? Hope you get better. Well, whatever. And you're hoping they're going to pick you. You're the wife or whatever. And then they go, you know what? Actually send it to this person.
Really?
And then they're like,
they do that on live air?
They do.
Are they dumb? Are you
stupid?
Like,
they've been doing this for like 15 years. They've been doing this as long as I can remember.
What percentage sends to his wife? What percentage sends to some like?
It's like more than 50% sends to not the wife. Like,
really?
It's they always fall for it. That's why sometimes I think I'm like, is this real or fake? Because I haven't heard this in years, but she's a mom and she was helping me out with something, but I was helping her out with the kids in the morning. I went along with her to run some errands, and she's like, oh, we love Ryan's Roses. So we put it on, and I'm like, and it was exactly that. It was, no, I'm not cheating. He's the cheater, and she found out, but he's telling you, and I sent her the roses to say and it says from a friend, and that's all he wanted it to say, from a friend.
There's
no way I'm cheating on you whatsoever, but why the are you not sending me the goddamn roses? You know what I mean? You don't go and send those to your friend. First person you're to send those. I mean, I buy my man roses. I would buy you know what I mean? I would buy my man flowers. I'm not going to send them to his best friend because, or, whatever, or my wife's friend, whatever it is. It's just like, it's insane.
This is what, when I say I have commitment concerns, this is another thing. So guys absolutely cheat. And they will try to hide it. They will try to lie. They will try to say, no, she's just a friend, blah, blah, blah. But in the back of their mind, it's like they know what they're doing is wrong. They're just trying to hide it, right? What scares me about girls is I've talked to so many girls who cheat on their guy, and they convince their own mind that it's not cheating because I'm not in love with him anymore.
The emotional thing.
It's a full moon that night. I was drinking. I was traveling. There's some excuse. It's like, you don't even think you cheated? I'm like, bro, like that. If you don't even know yourself you cheated, that scares the fuck out of me. You know what I mean?
See, I find the difference. I see that more men do the same, convince themselves of their own bullshit.
Maybe nowadays. I'm not in that world, so like,
exactly. So I date guys. So, and again, I'm friends with a lot of dudes. So, and that means like we're friends with dudes, but I'm friends with a lot of guys, and I'm friends with a lot of chicks too. And I'm a hairstylist of 15 years. I hear it.
You've heard all the stories.
I hear it all. And, but I literally have these people in my life that convince themselves, and there's a handful of women that I have in my life that convince themselves that I'm not lying. And I'm like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Again, like not coworkers. My some of my clients, not currently, thank God. But like I was in And anyways, but I'm like, yes, you are. Like, how could you convince yourself that? And I've been in situations where it's the guy that does that. Like, you are literally caught. I see it, or there's this going on. It's right in front of me. And you're telling yourself and me, like, you're believing your own bullshit. How do you believe your own bullshit? You like, that's gotta be like a really cool gift, I think, like to be able to just hypnotize yourself into some other world where like you literally do no wrong.
And they'll be like, it's called positive mindset. Like, no, you're lying to yourself. It's not positive mindset.
I cannot. You're full on bullshitting yourself into believing your own bullshit. And that's exactly what it is. So, I mean, owning up to your shit is another thing that I love. You got to own it up. Like,
be honest. Like, be honest.
But
if you're not at the top yet, you don't have to lie. If you're cheating, you don't have to lie. Like, just.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to own up, learn from it. Like, feel bad about it, apologize, and then move the fuck on. And I mean, but if you're a cheater, I'm not going to be with you. Like, I'm not going to date a cheater. I've been cheated on a lot. And it's not because we don't have sex. It's not because like, honestly, I couldn't tell you, like, what it is. But it's happened a ton. And I've dated a lot though. Like I'm looking for love, you know, I've been doing that my whole life. I found it and this is the plan now, but like, I don't know. I've done things wrong. I've hurt people's feelings and I've never actually been able to say, I didn't say that, when you literally heard the words come out of my mouth, or I did something and you saw it and I didn't do it. I have to own up to it. And I got to say, what the fuck, dude? I fucked up. I'm sorry. But cheating, I've never done. But I could see, like, I've had that happen to me where they're like, well, we weren't together. I'm like, what do you mean we had an argument? Like, what the fuck are you saying? We weren't together. We had an argument and you went off. So, yeah, I don't know. I get it, though. I've seen it. I haven't seen it with chicks, to me. Yeah.
Well, also, like, I don't know, like, this new group of dudes is built different. That's coming in, the Gen Z kids, and they have, like, no headboards on their bed. It's just, like, a bed and nothing there. It's just like they don't have cars. They just ride bird scooters with their friend hanging on the back to save the $1.25. And I'm just like, it's crazy.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm too old to have to like pay attention to that, because my brother's 10 years younger than me. He's in the military. He's in the Navy, and he's got no headboard. He looks like he's and he's still at the barracks, and he's in Hawaii, and he's like, I'm like, oh, we need to get down there and put some shit on the walls. Like, let me borrow some of the, like, where do you go? Let's buy some. We're getting some. Like, he's got one painting, and it's one I got for him, and that's it. I'm like, but they don't, I don't know. I can't relate to that because I'm 34.
Yeah, and like, obviously I date girls, and like I date typically, so I'm 32.
Okay. So
my kind of like wheelhouse is like 23 to 26 is usually the girls that I connect with the best.
Okay.
It's usually
it's what did you say? 23 to 26?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if I go like too much lower than that, it's like I can only talk about like doing Molly at Disneyland. like I need like some kind of fucking like substance here, you know?
I can't.
The last girl I dated when I was under 20. Oh my God.
I mean, we still do that. And don't just 34.
Hey, it's fun as long as there's other things to talk about too. You know, I don't judge it. I'm just saying we gotta have other things.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more. Like, we're not doing that every weekend.
Yeah. But the last girl I dated that was under 20. We're going to like, it was like a network event. It was very classy. Like everybody's in like blazers and like cocktail dresses. I'm like, yo, it's a very classy event. Make sure you wear something like classy. She's like, okay, yeah, for sure. She comes and she Ubers separately because we were coming separately, and she has like a rainbow dress on, like glitter all over her face, a pink wig.
Okay, so she's going to EDC.
And
she's like going straight to EDC. Hello Kitty vibe.
Yeah, it looked like Hello Kitty just raw dogged the full tube of glitter. Like she was like, I can't do this. Like,
and so what'd you do? You literally got back like wrong spot? Like, what'd you do? Got back in the Uber, left?
No, I stuck it out. I stuck it out. I was a good boyfriend.
Did you change your outfit?
It was ridiculous. Like, we looked ridiculous together. You know what I mean?
Well, what'd you...
But it is what it is, I guess. Yeah.
I need to see a picture of that.
But we had that was honestly the funnest girlfriend though. Like we had like a lot of like funny like stories from that one.
I was thinking you were gonna say she came like risque, because I'm like, okay, my Christmas parties, everyone balls out. Like they get like they do like some girls go like ballroom gowns, and we get it at the Hilton in Huntington. It's really nice, and you know, and then but everyone dresses up. It's our excuse to dress up. It doesn't have to be extra over the top, but we want to look nice. I did the full Pam vibe. I had the blonde hair, I had the bangs. I did the whole, when she was on, I think, the Jay Leno show, and she had her little, it was like identical. Tits were out. Maybe the dress flew up a little bit too high, but it was like still classy, still dressed, still did my hair and makeup to the T, still did it all, but like no Hello Kitty fucking ears, no rainbow, no glitter, it's just, no tutus.
It's just a little weird to me too when it's like they're living with their parent. Like okay, this girl, like we went to Six Flags once, right? And she like drives, she's like driving in her dad's car, right? And it's this red Camaro, right? And she's like an awful driver. Like I loved her to death, but I mean, literally, we didn't even have to go to Six Flags. The drive over was scarier than any of the roller coasters. Like, we could have fucking stayed home. And we're talking on the way over, and she's like, we're talking about like sex stories and like funny shit. She's like, I've never had car sex before.
Oh.
And she's like, oh my God, we should have car sex like in the parking lot of Six Flags.
Yes.
And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, car sex is for criminals and poor people.
No!
Like, I don't want to fucking have car sex. Have you ever got your ribs bruised by center council? Like, I don't fucking want to have car sex.
Car sex, like, okay, all right. Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on what kind of car you're in.
Well,
it could be an
it's
SUV,
a Camaro.
it could be a truck.
Camaros, the back seats are
For poor people.
tiny. Like, you can't do anything in the back. So you're in the front seat.
Yeah.
So we get to Six Flags.
Sometimes it's just in the moment. You just got to do it. But
I mean,
I'm a horny gal, so sometimes you just got to fuck.
Well, we ended up, so we didn't do it going in because, you know, Six Flags, you got to hit X2, Twisted Colossal, and Superman.
I haven't been
in
to
the
Six
first 30
Flags in a
minutes.
long time. It's been a minute.
So even if you get Fast Pass, X2 is going to be at least a 2-hour wait. You have to wait in line with all the peasants and the civilians. So you got to hit it early. Get that shit out of the way. You know what I mean? I'm like a master of Six Flags. Yeah. I have the whole map lined
You
up.
can't pay anyone to get up front. That's not gonna work.
Well,
you
it's
slip
not
on
like the club. It's not
100.
like
You're
the
like,
club.
sorry. Do you know who I am?
You're like, are you the bouncer? They're
like,
like, what are you talking
I got the guy. We're up front now. Come on. This is our cart. Goliath is waiting. Come on, let's go.
So we get out of Six Flags, and it was like the universe manifested this for us. The car was there, and all the other cars around us left. And it was dark, right? So she's like, now we have to have car sex.
Oh my
She's like, come on, Zach. I'm like,
God.
all right, fine, fuck it. So we're hooking up in the car, and she's like riding me. And she has her hand on the like shifter, and she's like pushing off to like use it for leverage, right? And she's pushing off. All of a sudden, I was like, what the fuck was that? She's like, oh my God. And she like somehow broke it where it wasn't catching, so you couldn't put it in drive.
Oh, so she pushed way too hard.
Yeah, and it got like, it like stripped it.
Oh,
and like you was stuck in
shit.
park. She's like, my dad's gonna fucking kill me. So we towed
You're
the
like,
car.
no, he's gonna kill me.
I know. And this girl, here's her. I don't know if she was dumb or if she has rocks in her brains or she used to color with the white crayon as a kid.
She had cat ears on. Come on.
She had cat ears on, exactly. She tells her dad that my dog was in the car and my dog broke the stick shifter when we were in Six Flags. First of all, I don't own a dog. It was a completely made up dog.
Okay.
But then the next time I come, her dad is pissed, not because I broke the car. He's pissed because he's like, why the fuck did you leave a dog in a hot car while you were partying in Six Flags for 10 hours and I have to pretend like I'm some idiot, like animal abuser for the next like 3 months? And her whole family's like, you fucking hate dogs? Like, are you dumb?
Oh my God. I mean, I get that. I kind of get that. I feel like my dad would say the same thing.
Like, I wish you
what
would have just
kind of
said, like,
human
you
are
broke the
you?
car, like you had sex with my daughter, I hate you, because it would have been better that way, you know?
Yeah, no, that's pretty messed up. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
I'm glad that she didn't get in trouble. I'm glad you didn't get your ass beat. No one got caught.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
It was fun.
See, I told you.
And now I have a story.
Now you
I'm
have a
big on doing
story.
stuff. At least you get the story, worst case.
Yeah. Me and my boyfriend, our first time was we broke in his new truck. And I
trucks
vaguely
love
remember,
space, you know?
but we were not fully in the truck. He was out of the truck. I was in the truck.
Hey, whatever works.
So I was like, wait a minute. Because it's fun. And then sometimes we got a long drive and, it doesn't have to be fully sex. Sometimes you just,
Oh, yeah, like Roadhead, I'm all on board with that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I think that's pretty funny. I've never done that at an amusement park, though. So you got me beat on both of those.
That's
never
what
a
I do.
Camaro, never amusement park.
All I do is win. I'm 4-0. I'm like Jordan in the finals. You can't stop me.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. You seem like you'd be a great wing woman.
Oh, wing woman?
Yeah.
I am for women and men.
By the way, it's very rare for girls. It's extremely rare. Like, you'd think it'd be women know what women want, so like they'd be good. No, they're horrible usually.
Yeah, no. It's weird because I'm always getting I could be a really good wing woman for my boys, for my guys, but then a lot of times they end up acting all lesbian and shit. I don't get it. I don't know what happens.
They fuck it up.
I don't understand, and it's not I can only do so much. And I'm like, no, they don't. And then I'm like, oh my God, it happens like almost every fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
see,
putting
most
it out
girls
there.
Do the opposite. I was so mad at this one girl because she was saying really nice things about me behind my back, and it pissed me off.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were
You're like, I'm an asshole. Remember that.
I know, exactly.
She only wants assholes.
We're driving to this party in Malibu, and it's my buddy's girlfriend, and I'm giving her a ride. She's in the passenger seat. I'm telling her all these stories about my villain era, my fuckboy days, and she's like laughing. She's like, Zach, she's getting excited. She's like, Zach, I'm gonna be your wing woman at this party. I'm gonna get you so many bitches. Oh. And I'm like, dear Lord, please don't. I'm like, I will get my own bitches. Please do not intervene on the getting of the bitches. I will take care of it. Okay.
I'm Zach. Hello.
So I'm talking to this cute girl. I'm vibing, right? All of a sudden, she comes up, dragging behind her this girl who's like not even cute, and she's like, "This is the guy I was talking about," like pointing at me, and she's like, "He's such a sweet guy. Oh, he's so nice." And I just
literally lost her right away.
I watched both of the girls' faces. Any attraction they had for me just shrivel up like a raisin. And then the ugly girl goes, "Aw, cute." But she says it in a way like, "Oh, cute little puppy dog." Oh. And I'm like, you just made me get rejected by an ugly girl I didn't even talk to.
And then she's looking at the hot chicks like, "Don't worry, I'll take one for the team." I got this one. Don't worry.
But then, by a twist of fate, okay, this is why I think things happen for a reason. So later on in the part, I know how the universe gives me something, and I fucking twist it to an advantage. You know what I mean? Okay. Later on in the party, I'm talking to this girl on the couch, who I'm actually more into than the other girl anyway.
Okay,
and this really good looking dude, like fucking male model, fucking TikTok hair, everything, sits down. He's talking to us. You can kind of tell he's kind of trying to swoop in and steal the girl from me, right? So at some point, he gets up. He's going to get a drink. So I look at the girl. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's Mike. He's the nicest, sweetest guy. You should and I just watch her attraction just shrivel up like a raisin. And I'm like, positive mindset, baby. 4-0, I'm Jordan, baby. Jordan in the finals. You can't stop me.
That's awesome. It works, I guess, huh? It sucks. It sucks how that's true, but like, again, that challenge. I think subconsciously people just want that fucking challenge. The nice guys always finish last.
And I used to run track in college. And if you finish last, they say that you're the loser. I'm like, fuck that shit. You know what it's like?
Damn it.
You want me to give you a good metaphor of what it's like being a guy in the dating scene? So imagine aliens come down the planet. They nuke the whole planet. It's all desert. There's no food left, right? There's 100 people remaining. You're one of the 100 people. The aliens built this fortress in West Hollywood, right? And every day, everybody's banging the door. "Please give us some food, aliens. We're so hungry. We're starving," right? Mm-hmm. So they send 10 aliens out every day. And every day the aliens pick one of the people in the crowd and to decide who to give food to. So 10 people get food per day, right? So a week goes by. You're not getting any food. You start getting like hungry. You're starving. So you go up to the alien. "Please, like, how do you choose who to give the food to?" And the alien goes, "Well, we take the nicest, most sweetest, most caring person in the crowd. And that's who we choose to give the food to." So you think, great, I'm a nice, sweet, caring person. I'm going to get the food. So the next 3 days, you ask the alien about its life. You're so nice to the alien. You even go scourge the desert. You find some flowers that are growing. You give them the flowers as a gift. And the next day, the alien walks out with a giant steak. It's juicy steak, truffle fries. You're wafting. You're so hungry. You're starving. And you're like, "Please, alien, I've been the nicest person the last 3 days. Can I just get one fry?" One fry. And the alien pats you on the head. And the alien goes, "You're so sweet." And then he gives all the food to the biggest asshole in the human population. Fuck. And you're like, "Alien, you said you're going to give it to the nice guy." And he's like, "Any of the other aliens, they would be so lucky to have someone like you in their life. But I always give it to the asshole."
Fucked up.
And then the guys end up becoming assholes. It's like, we don't choose it. The marketplace is telling us.
I get it. I get what you're saying. Like, it's like, oh, when people say you got to play the game. You got to play the game. I'm like, dude, fuck that game. And I've been saying that for years and years and years. But it's kind of true. It does work. It kind of works. Once you back off from that person, or just you change your whole mentality, like all of a sudden I'm kind of bitchy, or all of a sudden, I'm not going to care about shit anymore. I'm not going to be so sensitive. I'm just going to fucking say fuck it and take care of myself, and meaning like just not care about anything or anybody, be that super love, sweet, caring person. people fucking are attracted to that. And it's so sickening to me because I see it. Even I've lived all over SoCal, and I've actually haven't lived in LA itself, but I've been in so many different counties: San Diego, Orange County, Riverside County. I'm like inland, all over, and LA County as well. But I noticed, like, because I'm always new everywhere I go, I'm the new girl, and since I was really little, I went to 2 elementary schools, 2 middle schools. Like, I mean, it goes on, and I just realized, like, once I start acting like those other bitches, or like those other, bitches, I guess in my case, and like you would start acting like an asshole, right? If you're not, it kind of you gain this fucking respect from these people. And I'm like, dude, and then I got to go home and tell my parents and my friends about it. Like, oh my God, I was like ignoring this bitch for no reason. This girl at work who always just makes me like feel awkward. And I feel so fucking sick about it. Like, fuck that. Like, my clientele at work, being in a new salon all the time. It's not, I don't want to go anywhere anymore, because like Huntington's where I grew up when I was a kid, but like, I went through all that mean girl shit, and I don't want to go through that again. The second I act like that, I feel disgusting, and I look at those people, and I've told so many of my younger girlfriends and guy friends, but mainly my girlfriends, like, hey, set yourself aside from those fucking bitches. Set yourself aside from those judgy, competitive, shit talking, like whatever they are, like backstabbing people, because you will stand out and you will attract those people to you that are just like you. So my clientele, they're like me. They accept me for me. Even in San Diego, I was in Pacific Beach at a very nice, like, high-end salon, but I, had all the La Jolla housewives, and they would come to me once and they would be refreshed by it. And they would, and same with the girls around me now, whether it be my coworkers, new friends, or my clients. Like, they're like, oh my God, I'm so glad I met you. Oh my God, it's so nice. I was so nervous going to somebody new, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why? They're like, well, because you're just so nice and talkative. You made me feel so comfortable. Like, everyone's so fucking, like, like bitchy. And there are women that I see and guys, whatever it is, any people that are so mean to their loved ones, their friends, their best friends, their clients, and they just keep fucking coming. They like eat it up, and I don't get it. I don't know what that slave, like, they're like a slave to it. I have no clue what it is. I've been guilty of it, where I compliment the bitch that's always mean, the mean girl, and I'm like, why did I compliment her? Well, I meant it. She looked cute today, but she's not nice. She didn't deserve that compliment. She's mean. She bullies everybody. Like, why did I do that? Or I get excited because that mean guy or that mean girl, like, wants to hang out with me or wants to, be around me. And I'm like, oh my God. But then I'm like, wait, backtrack. You know what I mean? Like, that's not real, because they're going to do the same shit. They're just going to wait for the next victim, and they're going to fuck you over. Victim. It's true. I mean, it's like a vicious cycle where I catch myself. I'm guilty of it. I'm human. So I'm just not like that. So, I mean, I always end up snapping myself back into my own body. You know what I mean? So I am guilty of falling for it and wanting the acceptance of, like, that person or that vibe or whatever, that lifestyle. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, no. Like, I'm friends with those bitches and the nice guys and and the punk kids over here and the jocks and the popular kids and the dancers and the, nerds and, all of that. So I feel like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to get sucked up into that, and it's pretty easy to want to start acting like that. But then you got to remind yourself, like, you are the people you hang out with, and, being an asshole isn't really going to get you anywhere. You're just going to end up with another asshole. Yeah. And hopefully
you're attract what you are.
You are. Yeah, exactly. 100%. And I'm not no perfect angel. I'm a bitch. I could be mean. But only to my boyfriend. That's it. That's it. Not to you. I will never be mean to you. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. See? It's real, though. Is that real? That's so real.
The thing, too, is, like, I wish I could just be a good little simp. And just run around with my simp friend. Like, it's way easier to be a simp. Like, people don't understand, like, to be a good sociopath, fuckboy, narcissist, because back in my villain era, that shit took work. Like you have to have like 2 phone plans. So like that's like you have to like gaslighting. You have to like go to Equinox. Like you can't take pictures of LA Fitness like a amateur narcissist. Like you have to take, that has to be Equinox. And not Equinox Culver City either. Like Equinox West Hollywood.
Yeah.
Maybe Beverly Hills if you're in a pinch or over the age of 40. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
It's hard work. I'm just saying it's hard work. Like, it's not easy.
It's so funny because it is. I mean, a lot of people do care about their image. And I mean, I am, again, 34 years old. It took me probably up until 25 to like finally not care as much. Like I said, I still get weak. Sometimes I care. Sometimes I fall into that a little bit. But then I'm like, what the fuck? Or I see my parents, people my parents' age, everyone, like, it's like we just gotta realize like what true happiness is, because life's too fucking short to be trying to like keep up with the fucking Joneses. And like I just think you're never gonna win. You're always gonna be. I have enough anxiety, dude. I could barely sleep. My stomach hurts all the time because I'm anxious about this, that, and I'm worried about what people are thinking. But it's mainly because I'm worried maybe I hurt their feelings, and are we okay? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want everyone to be happy, and I want to be happy, But if I'm gonna sit there and try to put on this facade, or like try to one up every fucking buddy that walks my way, or a new girl that comes to my salon, and I'm gonna be like this, checking her up and down until I get to know her. No, I'm gonna ask her where she's from, how long she's been doing hair, and like, what she's into. Is she gay? She's straight? Like, oh my God, I know people. Like, let's, I'll introduce you to all my friends, and instead of going checking you out and fucking being a little bitchy, being a little cold until you finally break down or you're a bitch to me back, and then I'm like, okay, she's cool.
Well, the crazy part is too, like, a lot of those girls, like, they're kind of like lifestyle catfish. Like, yes. I used to date this girl.
Yes, and they're not what they seem on their Instagram too at all. Like, you see their Instagrams and you probably are like, okay, they look interesting or whatever, and you're like, it's just a fucking picture.
I used to date this girl. This was like early COVID, right? When you post one picture of you in a dress and you just 1 million followers automatically. Everybody's going up. So she had 1 million plus followers TikTok. Like you said, every weekend, private jet, Tulum, fucking Lamborghini, like everything, right? But every time we hung out, she would always come to my place. And she was like, lived in the valley. So I was like, you drive through traffic. Like, I can come to your place sometimes. She's like, nah, that's all right. And I'm like, that's weird.
She don't have a place.
So one day, no, she does.
Okay.
So one day I go to her place in the valley. And have you been to the valley much?
No.
The valley's like, it's kind of like, have you seen the movie Lion King?
Yeah.
All right. So in Mufasa's up on Pride Rock, and he's like Simba, and he's like, anything the light touches is your kingdom. Yeah. And then he's like, those dark, shadowy areas, never go there. There's crackhead hyenas. It's dangerous. It's like never go. She lived in the shadows part of the valley. There's like fucking bars over all the windows. There's like feral children scurrying around in the sewers. But then her house, I like walk into her place. It's like, oh, let me give you the tour, right? So she opens the door, and I was like, oh, this is a nice like walk-in closet. She's like, no, this is my bedroom. I look down. There's just a mattress on the floor.
Oh, no.
No fitted sheet. Just like a fucking flat sheet over it. Then I go like this. I can touch both of the walls with my hands. But the craziest part, we start watching Hulu on her laptop because she doesn't have a TV.
Oh, no.
And she has Hulu with ads.
Okay.
And I was like, you were on a private jet yesterday. You have Hulu with ads? I'm like, this is crazy.
I lived with somebody like this. Literally. I lived with someone like this where they will like buy that one bag just because they like need that one bag that everybody has. And, and they got to look a certain way and they got to be on a yacht and but literally like you don't bathe. You don't take care of your dog.
That doesn't even cost money.
Like you don't like, yeah, like you're decorating the apartment because someone's coming over, but you're never going to touch it again. You have no idea what the fuck you just bought. Like it's like literally, it's such a nightmare. It's just fake. It's just all fake, but everyone's just trying to keep up. Everyone's just, I don't know, but certain people get happy like from just, I guess, What do you think she's trying to do? Get somebody who's going to take her to Tulum, take her on private jets?
Not even.
Like she just wants to look a certain way.
She wants people to see her story and say, "Oh,
she's
you're
somebody."
so cool." That's it. She just wants people to see her so she can say, "I'm better than you because I'm on a Tulum trip and you're not." I think it's literally that.
And a lot of times, those type of people will be like, "Oh no, I don't do that." Like, so this is a perfect example. I will talk to somebody about, hey, you know what? It's okay that you're going through this or you did this and that, whatever the situation is. And, give them advice. And then literally like a month later, I'm venting. And then they try to give me the exact same advice that I gave them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, word for word. And I'm just like, okay, it's good to hear it from another voice, another mouth, but this is exactly, you didn't go through this. Like what I'm telling you is my story that I told you. So it's all about your self-identity and lack of it. Mm-hmm. I feel like these girls and guys, I'm sure do it too. That girl in particular, like she has no sense of her self-identity. She's just trying to be like what she's looking at. Like that girl in Tulum, that girl on a jet, that girl this, that, and whatever. But really, like, she's not living that lifestyle. She has no actual real life. Like her lifestyle isn't really that way. Mm-hmm. It's just that one time, that one picture. Then she comes home to like a fucking box that, I mean, you gotta have a good foundation. You gotta have somewhere that's gonna set your soul and like be able to actually be somebody and be yourself. I'm all over the place. I have a lot of adulting to do, and I am in my 30s, so I would think I was gonna be, married with kids and a house and this and that and all this stuff, but I'm not, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for my time. My timeline is what it is, but I'm not gonna sit there and try to put myself out there like I'm somebody else or I'm looked at. I don't need that recognition, and I do feel bad for, like I said, I was telling my girlfriends, set yourself aside from that. You don't need to be like those girls. You don't need to be, and people will reciprocate and people will respond to that in such a positive way and respect you for that reason, and it'll rub off. Yeah. I feel like most people like that need more reality. I mean, there's wealthy ass fucking people who wear board shorts and flip-flops every day that drive the same truck, but maybe they still have their toys and their boats and their bitchin' house and all this stuff, but like they're still not trying to like wear like the best watch and like wear get all decked out every day and take the best picture and be with the best brands or whatever it is, be on the biggest boat. Like it's just literally just what makes you happy, and everyone I think forgets what that is, but they think that's what makes them happy because they're getting attention, but it's all from like them just wanting it.
But so here's what I don't get. Okay, I understand why guys want clout. If you're a guy and you start here and you're lonely and then you get clout, then girls like you because you get clout, and then you get to have sex with girls. Sex feels good. So you get from like lonely to like sex feels good, right? Like it's a linear relationship. If you're a girl and you get clout, that's it. Like guys aren't more like I'm actually less attracted. Like if I meet a girl the next day, she's at like Chris Brown's party, I'm like less attracted to her. I'm like, oh, she's one of these bitches that just goes.
But then that's judging them without really like what if you liked her and she just happens to be at Chris Brown's party?
It's not a deal breaker, but it's also like I can't be stupid. I have to use every data point I have available. I
get what you're single. You said, are you single?
Yeah, I'm seeing somebody, but we're not like we're pretty new.
Okay, cool. So I mean, I think it works both ways. So like you kind of have to, it's intimidating either way. So it's like, okay, that person who wants that attention is intimidated by the people that have that attention, right? And that are at Chris Brown's party or whatever, have the house or have all these things and do all these things. So they're trying to like be part of it. But then at the same time, they're so intimidated and so nervous and trying to keep up and trying to like look like they're already like that or they want to be like that. Then they have the person that wants to be with them, and even though they're not there or they think that person wants to be there too or they're there already, they don't want that. So they're trying to be that person that they think you want. And you're like, well, fuck, you just like, even if they're not trying, what if she just happened to be there? You know, what if someone invited me to Chris Brown's party, I'm fucking going. Yeah. But are you going to like if someone's going to look at me like in a negative way for that? No, I meet famous people and I'm around famous people, but like, and I don't want to say get starstruck, but I'm going to be like, by the way, I got to tell you, I'm a good fan, or I'm a big fan. But that's it. Anyways, good to meet you. Like, I'm not going to be weird. I'm going to recognize you, though. Like, I'm not going to, like, if anybody ever recognizes me for my stupid my Instagram, you know, like, I don't have a lot of followers. I don't have a huge following. I'm a hairstylist. If I get recognized for my hair, I am like. You're
pumped, yeah.
I tell everyone, I'm like, you're a person that what? Like, you guys all knew each other and randomly I did all your hair and everyone, or your 3 friends in 3 different places all said my name. I'm fucking pumped, you know, like being recognized is so flattering. Or, oh, you're, you know, Lacey on Instagram. I follow you on Instagram. Yeah, I am. It's like, oh shit, you know, like that's fucking cool. Or I recognize you from the gym. It could be anything. So I just think people are like being seen or being recognized is cool, but like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to make them like, I think that's sad that would be like a turn off that like, oh, you're one of those.
Well, here's the
reason.
One
of my clients says that about a car. Her new fiance showed up in like his best car. And she's really well-known real estate agent in Newport, Orange County. And she, I don't date guys like that. I'm like, why wouldn't you date a guy like that? He has
a nice car or a shitty
like
car?
An amazing. I forgot what it was like.
It
was like a Lambo. It was like a brand new. It was amazing. And she's like, oh, you're one of those. I'm like, you own a house and like you like in this amazing area. Like you're doing great. Like what's wrong with him showing up and maybe wanting to impress you a little bit, or just want to drive his favorite car to pick up the most gorgeous woman that he's probably ever been on a date with, and you're gonna judge him on that when like maybe he still wants to ride his Jeep down, you know, in Akatia, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think like it's one of those things where people just need to stop being so like judgy. And
I kind of disagree with you on that.
I can tell.
Okay, I don't think it's a deal breaker. Like if I meet a girl the next day, she's at Chris Brown's house, I'm like, okay, maybe her friend took her. Maybe she just really is a Chris Brown friend since she was 5, blah, blah, blah. but like, you have to use every data point you have to figure out what somebody's values are. And if someone's at Chris Brown's party and then the next day they're on the yacht and the next day they're in a Tulum trip, it's okay, do you value superficial things? And then are we not going to, which I'm the biggest hypocrite because I post all superficial shit on my Instagram.
I get it. But so why do you post all your, what, like, is that just because?
Because that's what girls respond to. It is. Like, okay, I own a BMW i8.
I'm just going to say it.
The reason I got the i8 as opposed to any other BMW is it's the only model where the doors open up like a spaceship instead of sideways like a
And so it's going to stand out.
So do I care that the doors open up? Like, am I a toddler? No. Oh, it's the Batmobile. The doors, I don't give a that the doors open up.
Right.
The only reason is girls will like me 5% better if they see me and the doors open up. Like, and then
funny.
And then if they see the house, they'll like me 5%
so will
better.
Guys.
And if I have a good personality,
guys in your car too.
If what?
You're gonna end up with a lot more guy friends too, and you have your doors open up like
funny.
That. They're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna be seen in this car.
I've had compliments from people like on the street every so often, like very, very rarely, but every so often. Oh, like your car's super dope. It's always a guy. I've never had a girl like out of traffic like be like, I love your car. It's always a dude. It's always a dude.
Oh my God, he's a bodybuilder. My boyfriend's a bodybuilder, and he goes, what the fuck, dude? Another dude telling me I'm sexy. I look bomb. My biceps, my chest, my abs, like I'm like, sorry. He's like, well, what the? I'm like, a compliment's a compliment. Like, I don't know, but it's true. Like, you, like, everyone says, a lot of guys say girls get dressed up for girls, or girls say that even, that girls get dressed up for girls. I mean, it does mean a lot when a girl gets compliment from a girl, because they feel like it's not a guy just being perverted and hitting on you and just wanting to fuck or whatever. So when a guy does it to a guy, I still think it's like the same type of way, but they also want to be seen in that car in your Batmobile.
Yeah, I want the Batmobile for the girls.
Yeah, you're getting the guys.
It still feels good. Don't get me wrong, it still feels good, but I'm like, Like, can't we do like a 50-50? Like half of the compliments come for the girls, half the guys, you know, can you like mix the ratio up a little bit?
It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes a lot of the times. I swear. It's like, it's literally inevitable. You're going to end up attracting a lot of guys with your guy shit. It's just, it is what it is.
Maybe I should just turn gay.
I mean...
Seems like an easier life to me.
No, I doubt it. I've dated chicks. It's not easy. And I don't think that dating a gay guy would be easy either, because I've worked with a few and it's hard. They are hard to work with. But I mean, it is, I don't know. People are just going to, I don't know, do whatever. I'm like I said, so when I post certain things, oh, why do you do these photo shoots or whatever? I'm like, they're like, for attention, right? And I'm like, it is a hobby. Like, I love going, oh my God, I got this outfit, or I see this painted wall, or like your house, like, you know, oh my God, that pool would be perfect for a photo shoot, or the car, whatever it is, right? Whatever I see, it could be a wall, it could be anything in the world, a tree. And I'm like, I have this vision, a beach, whatever. And yes, attention is great when it's positive, you know, you're also putting yourself out there to get negative attention. But, you know, sometimes you just end up like looking like you're just wanting the attention. And yes, you're saying in a way, yeah, you're like, I kind of do. I am wanting to get those girls. But then here you go, like you're saying, like it's unattractive at the same time, but you're doing it. So how fucked up?
But it's attractive to girls. Like, girls like it. Guys don't like it.
Well, guys will get intimidated if, like, they're not on that level or higher, I think. Or they are just going to judge right off the bat. But I think girls would judge it, too. As long as they're above 25, they're probably going to go, oh, shit, he's just, you know, showy. And the girls are going to eat that shit up. Just like you said, I've lived with it. I've seen it. So it is, like, just to be seen in that car or be with the guy with the money or who knows this person or who is that person. 100%. I like knowing people that know people, and I like knowing people that are like awesome, but like it's not just, or like they're not awesome just because there's somebody or they have the house or they have these things or whatever. But I mean, it is cool. It is cool to like, you know, meet people or know people everywhere you go. Like I've always run into people, and I like that. I like knowing everybody, you know what I mean? And even maybe from this, who knows? People are gonna be, oh, I saw you on a podcast, you know, like, and I think that's awesome. And then if they want to be my friends just because I know you or I was on your podcast, like I saw this thing that's like, use me, but use me for something good. Don't use me just because you're just wanting to get attention. Use me for something gonna like benefit you in a good way, not like just to fucking be seen or like accepted in a certain community or whatever, you know. I don't know.
And that's the thing is like, I wish clout didn't matter, status didn't matter. I wish I could just, you know, be like that guy behind the Chipotle counter, and I'm like giving like, oh, here's your food, and then like, oh, like you're cute, like let's get to know each other. But this reality is girls are just not even going to look at you unless you have some kind of clout or some kind of looks or some kind of status or something.
It's all about something. Yeah, no, you're right. I was just going to say looks. Looks could be something, or money or whatever. Everyone has their thing though.
You know what's better than looks though? Height. I've seen some tall, ugly dudes with the hottest girls, and I've seen some short, good-looking dudes can't get laid to save their fucking life. But good, like great. This girl, she was a fashion model, right? She was 5'11".
You're so right on that.
She would always come up to me with like, I'm sick of getting, you know, these boys. She'd always date like NBA players and shit. I just want a guy with a good connection, blah, blah, blah. She starts dating this guy who's 5'8", good looking guy, successful, charismatic, everything, right? And I meet him, I become friends with him. Yeah, he's cool. 3 weeks later, she comes over for like a party or whatever. And I'm like, oh, is John coming? And she's like, yeah, so I'm no longer seeing him. I'm like, what's happened? She was like, yeah, so I'm at my house. I had a couple glasses of wine. And she goes, he walks in the door. And she's like, I gave him a hug. I picked him up and I spun him around. And she was like, Zach, in that moment, I lost all respect for him as a man. And I was like, it was your fault. You didn't have to pick him up.
my God. Like, come here, little baby.
I know. It's just like, I still feel so sorry for short guys. I'm like, that life is hard. That life is hard.
That is so messed up.
I know.
I mean, I've dated guys that are my height, and it's all for me, it's security. It's like my insecurities. I want to feel like I'm a size fucking 0 and I weigh 90 pounds. Definitely far from that, always have been, but like, I mean, yeah, I think tall is huge, but like, I'm not a short girl, so I have to deal with that too when I'm dating. Like, I've had even like my boyfriend now, who's way taller than me, over 6 foot. Like, there's times where I feel like we're the same height. There's times where he feels like we're the same height. We're like,
when you have your heels on and stuff like that?
No.
Oh.
It just happened. You have your shorties, your tallies, but I'm
I
like
see what you're
5'7".
saying.
I'm like
mentally.
5'7".
Okay.
And then you just have your days where you feel like bigger, you know, or you have your days where you're just like walking taller for some reason. I don't know what it is for guys and girls, but like, I need someone taller than me. I do too, but it's not a deal breaker. Like, I wouldn't not date you just because you're short. Mm-hmm. But you got to be like bigger. You can't be like no short little petite little thing. You got to be like a big boy. Like, you got to be like a stocky dude. Like, I'm not gonna like.
You can't be no shrimp.
Like, I'm not gonna. No. I do think it's really cute though when you see like the short, stocky guy with like the tall model material where she's like tall and thin, like full blown model, like supermodel, like where she's like that super skinny tall. Like, and he's
that
like
guy
that
must be rich and funny.
I mean, I just think, for some reason, I think the confidence between both of them, it just looks really cute. I've seen married couples that are very happily married, and like they just rock it and they're happy and they look so cute together for some reason. But for me, it's just height is a big thing, but height's a big thing for girls, I think, right? Like, as a guy, do you want to date like
I don't
a very tall 6'1" chick?
I just don't like kissing up. Like, if I'm like, hey babe, like, it just feels fucking weird, and I've done it before.
Like on your tippy toes?
Very rarely, because like I'm 6'1", 6'3" on Tinder, and I'm tall for my height. So usually
6'2" on my ID. I get it. No, I get it.
So it hasn't happened much, but it's like it just doesn't feel the same. It just
I
doesn't
get
feel the
it.
same.
Yeah, no, I mean it's I've dated my height, but where you feel a little bit taller sometimes, and it's not as good as when you feel like you're man, you know. I mean, but some women are masculine even when they're straight, and they don't give a fuck. Like, they just I don't know, but I do. I care.
Yeah, I get it.
I need a big boy.
All right, last question. We are past the hour mark. This is our poll we're taking. Let's say back in your single days, right? You meet a guy, he texts you, and the bubble's green.
I heard this.
Is that a plus, a minus, or is that neutral?
So I'm single and the bubble's green. I don't give a shit. I just feel like, why don't you have an iPhone? That's it. Like, that's what you're saying.
Curious. It's not a red flag. It's just you're curious.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I want to know when you're writing me. So like, to me, I'm like looking, I'm like, he's typing. But if you have the green, I know I'm not gonna be able to monitor that shit.
Or FaceTime them.
No FaceTime.
You're
and
gonna
then
have to put them in WhatsApp group chats with your friends and have all these group chats. Like, it's gonna be awkward.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but I mean, I feel like I've never really dated a guy with the green bubble before. It's very rare. But no, if I were to date and see it, I'd just be like, right away, oh, you don't have an iPhone? Or why? Your phone must be dead. Get that icky green off my screen right now.
My co-host has an Android. That's why I always laugh about it. So I'm always team iPhone. He's always team Android.
Because he's too smart for the iPhone.
It has better specs.
Okay. That's what I heard. Well, thank you.
This has been very fun.
It has been.
We should definitely have you in round 2 sometime.
Yes. Let's do it. I'll be your wing woman.
There you go.
Got
Anything you want to shout out? Instagram, TikTok, anything like that?
No, I mean, so my business page is Laced Up Lifestyle. It's connected to my Instagram page, my main page. It's LACY_KAYE_. You'll see it on there. Come get your hair did. Come party with us. We live in Huntington. We're strictly pretty much there. But I would love to come out in LA. So that would be so much fun because I need to explore out here more.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I love you guys.
All right. Take care, everybody.